what's up? Y'all live now with Onan TV, man, and we're here with the Blacks for Trump, man, and we got a couple questions we want to ask them. So my first question to you, I want to ask you, you can tell them what's your name and your organization, man.
I'm Michael the Black Man on 88.7 in Miami FM radio station. Big Jeff from YSL, and we out here to defend Trump from the folly of what this lady they call Fani Willis is doing. Her name is really Mammy Willis. When I say Mammy, I mean she's a slave-beating Sambo.
Yeah.
She's the destroyer of black women and black men and young black men. She's a murderer because she's charging us with racketeering. Florida just outlawed confiscating people's property using racketeering because they end up fighting for the money and not for justice. That's called a conflict of interest.
Yes, sir.
So the problem I got is if you have 37 black women that you just found guilty of cheating on a test, which requires 2 months probation or get fired.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed to do, right?
Yes.
But you got them under RICO racketeering, which means you got the right to take their property. You understand?
Exactly.
And they're facing 20 years in jail plus $250,000 fine. What kind of shit is that? You understand?
Yeah.
You're putting away our mamas, sister, daughter, girlfriends, and wives, and you think we're gonna let your hoochie mama ass get away with it? Well, you're not gonna get away with it. We're gonna charge you treason and the Pharaoh law, which means you're housing your money in U.S. Bank and other banks that's owned by China, and that is against the law. China is not allowed to do business in America. And guess what the U.S. Bank address is? Beijing. What the hell? That's called the Pharaoh Act, which was created to keep China from buying and taking the property from American citizens. And yet you're giving it to American citizens. I mean, you're giving it to the Chinese through your bank and through forfeiture laws called racketeering. That's some bullshit. You understand? Now we got young brothers,
YSL, they out here saying free slime, free YSL, you feel me?
all of that. And guess what they doing with that? They're taking all our young brothers off the streets. Say YSL did do something, which I don't believe they did. But say they did. Nigga charge them with murder. You understand? Don't come with this racketeering shit. I'm gonna tell you why you don't go with racketeering. Because Deuteronomy 19:15 through 19 says you must have 2 witnesses to find anybody guilty of any sin. Sin is a transgression of law. John 3:14. And the Constitution says you must have 2 or 3 witnesses to find anybody guilty of any transgression in America. But they bypassing that and going over the Constitution by charging you with racketeering so they can come up with, we believe he was thinking to do this here. You understand? I know about it because I was with Yahweh Ben Yahweh. They called me his second in command. I was charged with racketeering. I went through 18 months of trial. And then the nigga that said I cut off these people's heads and ears and that I was the one that ordered people to do this and ordered people to do that, all through 1983, he watched it. Guess what happened? Come to find out, Alcee Hastings was Yahweh Ben Yahweh's lawyer, asked that nigga one question. So you sure it was September 17th, 1983? He said, yes. So why do you know it's sure? Oh, because that was the Day of Atonement, and that's when we kill a nigga. So you're telling me it was September 17th? He said, well, guess what? I got this paper here that says while you were in jail in Jacksonville between February of 1983 and February of 1984, you were in jail in Jacksonville, the P Farm. He read it for 20 minutes, looked up and said, well, anyway, I told the FBI I lied about that. I made all that up just to get a good deal. What kind? So you go through all of this bullshit off of false witnesses and fake stuff where they don't even have the 2 witnesses that the Constitution and the Bible requires. And guess what they're going to want to do with them? Take all of their property. Even the cats that got little minor stuff in there, they want to take all the property. Like the black women, they taking all their property. And that's our mama, that's our sister, our daughter, our girlfriends, our wives, and you gonna let this little wicked bitch of the West get away with that? Ding dong, the bitch is destroyed. You understand? And we gonna make sure you destroyed and cast down to the ground. Come sit in the dust, old daughter of Babylon. There is no prosecutorial throne. You gonna eat the dust, you snake ass bitch. Right. I'm sorry.
No, you got,
okay, bro.
You can say what you want to say on my shit. He must be don't know this whole damn TV, man.
Oh, trust me, I know.
He don't have an idea, but what you saying is soft compared to what
goes on.
What goes on, man. What you got is very, very, very raw, rugged from these guys right here on how they feel about Fani, how they feel about
her name is Mammy, sir.
Mammy.
My bad, Mammy.
Mammy and Donald Trump and the rest of them, man. But this interview is to give y'all insight on how everybody out here feel. I walked up on one supporter out here that told me, look, I don't even like black people. Don't even, this is y'all privilege. We wish we was like y'all. I was like, oh,
beat that
gone. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, man. So I thank y'all brothers, man, for coming out. But we appreciate that, man. And this old damn TV, we signing out, man.